All right, Dave Stewart joins us from the Coliseum. Smoke, man, I don't know that I've ever seen you in Kelly Green before. First off, you're looking good. How you feeling right now?
Well, you know, you and we talked earlier today. I'm a whole lot better than I was at that time, that's for sure. You know, I got here early and had an opportunity to interact with the fans, take some pictures, shake some hands. You know, took a walk around, talked to some of the Coliseum staff, security, and people at concessions, and I'm a lot better right now, Hammer, than I was when we first talked this morning.
You know, the Bipster and I would love to be out there. Sadly, we're not today. We're here in studio for this. Is the atmosphere really like a funeral, Stu? Is that the most accurate way to describe today so far?
You know, I was actually talking to a friend of mine, Bob Nightingale, and I told Bob, I said, man, it's kind of like you go to the wake and you view the body, and then after you view the body, you have your kind words, and you know, people have their good sayings and talk about memories, and then you actually have the actual, which that will be today. And you know, right now they're already playing, you know, highlights and pieces from A's history on the trons here, which is kind of like coming up and having kind words and you know things that they remember about the party that is deceased. And so yeah, I would have to say that this does feel like that.
You have your feelings about all this, I know, and I'm sure of that. I would imagine that other people of your era, your teammates, guys like Dennis Eckersley, Tony La Russa, Carney Lansford, Jose Canseco, I know all of them are not taking today well. Have you talked to any of them? Have you guys connected from the good old days?
I have not talked to Eck. The last I spoke to Carney and Steiny was when they were here a couple of weeks ago, and they have expressed to me, as they have to you, what this is about for them. We were a close-knit unit in those 80s and 90 teams. And so I would be shocked if those guys individually that are watching this, if they aren't feeling the same thing that I am emotionally. And Brody, I told you, it's like somebody's taken my heart and they've transplanted it in another city.
Yeah. What do you need to do today, Stu?
While I'm still alive. While I'm still alive, by the way.
I hear you, man. No, I know exactly what you're saying. You're obviously going to throw out the first pitch, and I am going to ask you about that in a second. What else do you need to do today? You're going to take a final lap? You're going to go spend some time in the visitors' clubhouse like you always do? What's on your checklist for today?
You know, this morning I actually spent some time talking with Bruce Bochy in the visiting side, and Bruce was, the question he asked repeatedly is what happened? And I think that's the question of the day. What happened? There's no real explanation for it, and any explanation that you give, it doesn't cover the impact, and it doesn't cover all the details of what really took place for the Oakland A's to be leaving the city, playing minor league baseball in Sacramento for 3 years, and eventually ending up in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and it was never the fans' fault. And despite the fingers pointed at attendance and things like that, today, whatever today is and what it is not, I'll tell you what we should take away from it. It was never the fans. Stu, you're going to throw out the ceremonial first pitch alongside Ricky Henderson. You've already told me you're not going to put a hat on and do the stare one last time. But here's what I do want to know. As you throw out this last pitch, where will it rank for you among all the actual pitches you ever threw at that baseball stadium?
You know, I always said that my biggest highlight as an A was the day that I pitched in the playoffs in 1993 and assured us another day of playing, and eventually we ended up going to Toronto. I pitched a complete game in that ball game, and it was the best game that I had pitched in the 1993 season, and eventually becoming a free agent and going to Toronto. And so today's first pitch, you know, it'll be as big as it can be for an individual that had an opportunity to play in his hometown. once again, Brody, I don't have any words to express what this means for me. It's an honor in a way, but it's also stabbing in a way.
Well, Stu, you know this, man. It's a nightmare what's happening today, but it's also been a dream all these years. And to get to watch you, talk to you, know you, work with you, and appreciate you, buddy. Thank you.
And I appreciate you, Hammer. You know I love you, bro. Bip.
Love you too, buddy.
I love you as well. And like I said, man, this is my home. This is my heart. In my number retirement speech, I made it very, very clear that I'm nothing without growing up in Oakland.